there's going to be those moments where it's really harsh as far as the sunlight. And we think about wearing glasses. As a matter of fact, when I go out and play, I'm usually wearing glasses, but I have come to find out that I'm wearing the wrong kind of glasses. But that's what we want to talk about today is the importance of seeing clearly. And so I have Dr. Hendley here with me on a Zoom meeting. And again, I really appreciate you doing this, Dr. Hendley. So, from an eye doctor who plays pickleball, what do you see?
Oh, profound question. What do you see? Well, the eye is a remarkable thing, and it can detect, a candle from 20 miles away on a clear night. It has incredible ability to detect and track motion.
If you've been playing pickleball for any time, particularly outside, there's going to be those moments where it's really harsh as far as the sunlight. Lots of times I don't see people thinking about eyewear. I don't see them thinking about how do I have the best visibility on the court to pick up maybe not just the ball, but to pick it up well, where I'm even able to look at the rotation on the ball and know what's coming my way. So, from an eye doctor who plays pickleball, what do you see?
The number of pickleball players is increasing dramatically, perhaps the most fastest growing sport. And
Yes.
a significant number of those over 65, about 75% of pickleball players are 65 or older, which is, I had no idea.
Well, I think that number is starting to drop as this is really coming on strong for younger players
Yeah,
now.
that's true.
As a matter of fact, there's a lot of collegiate play now as well.
Yes, absolutely.
It's more of an intramural
hmm
versus, something that's hitting Division I, Division II programs
hmm
full blast, but it is coming on strong. Like you said, it is the fastest growing sport. With new technology, the game has sped up.
That's absolutely
So,
true.
so what you used to play back in the day, what you used to play even a couple years ago, it's very different now when you
That's
look at the
right.
speed of play. And so when you're
hmm
talking about a ball that's coming 40, 50 miles an hour, you know, it doesn't take a whole lot for a bad shot to end up in the wrong place. And instead of me being able to see clearly, maybe I can't see at all through that eye.
And with the radius of the pickleball being 2.95 inches, it's just small enough that the arc is such that if you get a, a strike, if it doesn't hit on the bony rib, orbital rims, a direct globe hit can cause serious injury, including vitreous hemorrhage, hyphema, which is blood in the anterior chamber, lens dislocation, and severe retinal bruising or contusion, and even serious retinal detachments, which can lead to blindness. So this is no small issue here, more specifically because only about 10 to 20% of people that play pickleball even wear eye protection.
And we dress in such a way that we often want to look good. We've got a quality paddle, we've got hat on maybe to protect bald spots and that kind of stuff so that we can protect ourselves from the sun. Yeah.
Right.
And we've got the kind of gear maybe that's quick wicking and that kind of stuff, but are we
Right.
really thinking about our eyes so that we can protect them, number one, and what you're talking about and the dangers that a mishit ball or either a fast speed up could really do damage. Overhead smash is not where you want to take one in the eye for sure. But yet at the same time, even the glare of the sun or either harsh lights. I've been inside playing pickleball with my son in the Macon area, Rhythm and Rally. And there, if you look up into the lights for a lob, sometimes you're blinded for a moment and you're missing that ball. And if you're not
That's
tracking,
right.
lots of times you'll miss that shot. So, making sure that we can see the ball well in order to hit the ball well is important. So, really, when you're talking about the glasses, you're talking about protection, but it also gets into performance, doesn't it?
Right.
But whenever I'm out with my sunglasses, I've been playing in a polarized glass, and I've been playing with apparently some wrong color lenses the more I've been looking into this. And you and I had a chance to visit about some of this earlier on, but I have come to find out that I'm wearing the wrong kind of glasses. Even though I'm wearing something unlike these,
Yeah.
which are my reading glasses, and also because my eye doctor's here, I can't tell you that it's also nearsighted as well as the far-sighted aspects that's going on. So he would call me on that. But I don't wear these to play because I don't want the ball to seem it's a distortion of the ball whenever I'm trying to look at it through a trifocal lens.
So the polycarbonate lens is an important aspect to the protection. And then we start talking about the visual performance enhancements of high definition lenses, Zeiss being the top tier of that. You're paying about $269 for some Zeiss high definition lenses. Let me regress just 1 second and talk about the protective aspects of the lens itself. All these lenses are polycarbonate lenses, and the what we call the Z87.1 impact standards apply, and that will protect you from a 40-mile-an-hour plus pickleball strike. And when you're 14 feet apart at a fast net exchange, that becomes significant. And then, of course, anti-reflective coatings that reduce glare, mirror finishes, and so forth. Interesting aside there, the polarized lenses are not what you want on the pickleball court. The bandpass filter that is utilized in a polarized lens actually diminishes your ability to see fine texture differences, pick up the spin on the ball more quickly, because it utilizes a filter that actually reduces the light transmission. So these polycarbonate lenses that have the glare coatings and the Phototech lens by Tifosi, which is a great brand that's carried by Heritage Sporting Goods in Thomasville, great value, really highly rated, but reasonably priced. In fact, I have a pair here. This is what I wear with a red or amber tint. Yellow, rose, and amber tints really make that ball pop off the green or blue court.
Yeah, so if you're wanting to have better vision on the pickleball court, let me encourage you to check out Tifosi and other brands that maybe Heritage Creek Sporting Goods is carrying. I would suggest the wraparounds, more of an athletic wear, like Dr. Hendley held up, something that's going to have that glare protection, also in your peripheral vision, and give you good protection from a ball that's coming too hard, too fast, maybe even something off of a miss hit, but it's not just vision on court, because our podcast is about finding the sweet spot through the right kind of products on the court, but really also understanding that we're to live out of our sweet spot as we find that in Jesus.
That's right.
The Bible talks about it in Proverbs 29:18, that where there is a lack of vision, people cast off restraint. In other words, they fall by the wayside. They go in the wrong direction. They mess up far too often because we're missing out on what God's called us to, because that vision is tied with also the law or the word of God, so that we might have clear vision. His word is a lamp unto our feet and a light unto our path. He wants to guide us. He wants us to see clearly. And lots of times we're saying, well, what does God want for my life? Well, God ultimately wants you to glorify him and find the greatest satisfaction and fulfillment in a relationship with Jesus. And so this idea of having clear vision about what he's called me to, who I am as his child for those who put their faith in Jesus Christ, and then how he wants me to live in such a way that he's glorified, I'm fulfilled, and others are edified, is really what walking in your sweet spot's all about.
That's right. I agree with you wholeheartedly. It's such an amazing thing that we walk with our eyes wide open, and yet we miss so much in terms of what we see. 80% of our neurosensory information comes through our eyes. And so that's, really incredibly significant, physiologically. But in a spiritual sense, I think about, there's so many scriptures. In him we live and move and have our very being. Do we see that? Do we know that? Do we have knowledge of that? And in Psalms 19, which is one of my favorite, maybe my favorite psalm, there are so many great ones, but it says the heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament shows forth his handiwork, and day into day speech is heard, and night into night knowledge is declared. And there's no place in the cosmos, in the earth, where that speech, that knowledge is not understood, and maybe understood but not seen. God's signature is all around us, and when we look at the majesty and the grandeur of creation, and we really look and see, we see his handiwork, and there's just no way to miss it.
But if you need vision for your life, let me encourage you to look to the Lord. He's got a plan for you. He has a good, pleasing, and perfect will with you in mind. And he would love to reveal himself to you. That's the idea. He's a good father. And I don't know what your earthly father experience has been like, but I promise you there's a heavenly father that has a good, pleasing, and perfect will with you in mind. And he wants to reveal himself to you so that you can see clearly in the days to come, so that you might see clearly on into eternity.
I say there's really no greater pleasure in my life, in this life, than experiencing the presence of God. Once you do that, there's nothing else that comes even close.
Dr. H, thanks for meeting with me again, and looking forward to us being able to have the opportunity to play again soon.
That sounds great.
Family and with some friends. So until next time, you be blessed and be a blessing. Well, Randy, we're out here at the court now, and you've been able to look through the glasses. And what are you seeing different already?
I think basically it's kind of like taking off the regular polarized sunglasses, and there's more definition and texture, and the ball really pops more than with my polarized lenses.
For sure. I found the same to be with mine. This gradual tinting really comes into a great shape, great opportunity whenever the clouds are like this, a little overcast right now. And so I don't need it to be as dark. And so I really am liking these glasses. And so we're going to see if Randy's idea, Dr. Hendley's idea was correct. Will those glasses make him a 4.0? So you'll be able to see and you'll be able to judge.
I can probably answer that before we play. I'm sure I can answer that before we play, but we'll just do our best, right?
That's right. That's right.
Good. Really like these lenses.
I like these. This is going really
well. These are
We
lighter.
are going to have to swap for a few minutes though and try.
Yeah. These are lighter, and there's a definite improvement in the
Visibility. Yeah, for me.
panoramic view.
For
yes.
sure. Are you feeling 4.0 yet?
No.